Eala earns it the hard way from love 3 down first set. Lefty shape, stubborn defense, and smart clay craft to outplay the 31st seed Wang Xinyu under the statues. 6-4, 6-3 in an hour and 26 minutes. She avenges her semi-final Auckland loss where she fumbled match point in January to Wang and rolls into the Rome third round.
Wang Xinyu was not simply vanquished by Alex Eala in Rome today. In one of the most impressive performances the Italian Open audience has seen this year, she totally destroyed her. Game after game, point after point. On the famous red clay, the young Filipina appeared fearless as she overpowered the world number 31 with unwavering pressure, perfect timing, and incredible poise beyond her years. This was more than just a win. It seemed to be a warning to the whole tennis community that a new age might be coming sooner than anyone had anticipated. With towering marble statues and boisterous spectators around her, Eala played with the intensity of a seasoned winner inside the storied Nicola Pietrangeli Stadium, transforming one of tennis' most difficult venues into her own showcase. Only endurance, discipline, and mental toughness were rewarded by the heavy Roman clay, which revealed all weaknesses. Alex had all three in frightening quantity. The mood in the audience changed from shock to pure incredulity as she consistently broke serve, made nearly no mistakes under duress, and dominated the match's flow. You must keep in mind that this battle carried strain, history, and unresolved issues long before the first ball was even struck in Rome in order to completely appreciate how surprising this performance was. It was still hard to forget the recollections of their earlier confrontation. Alex Eala and Wang Xinyu engaged in a thrilling semi-final match at the ASB Classic in Auckland earlier this season during the fierce Australian swing. Wang defeated the budding Filipina star in a tough 3-set match that night thanks to her sheer strength, aggressive ball striking, and experience under duress. For Alex, it was more than simply a heartbreaking loss. It was the type that stays with you long after the stadium lights go out. Wang Xinyu seemed to have every advantage going into Rome, the kind that makes a young player repeatedly relive every lost chance, every tactical choice, and every pivotal moment. After getting a first-round purchase, the Chinese star, who was comfortably ranked in the top 35 in the world, went into the tournament rested, self-assured, and much favored. On paper, the majority of pundits predicted that her strong baseline game would prevail once more. The forecast seemed straightforward: dominate Eala early, manage the rallies, and highlight the disparity in experience between the two players. Before the game had started, this story had already been written. However, the experts overlooked the fact that pure force is not the only prize offered by Rome's harsh clay courts. The slow surface requires perseverance, intellect, endurance, and unwavering mental toughness. And that's precisely where Alex Eala started to pose a threat. Because this player was not the same one who left the Auckland court in tears. This challenger was molded by years of training at the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy, where they learned discipline, movement, and perseverance while pounding on clay. Every instruction from that academy suddenly came to life on the red mud of Rome, and Wang Xinyu was at a loss for words. The red clay is much more than simply another surface on the professional tour for Alex Eala. This is when her game really shines. She feels as though the court itself was made to accentuate her strengths. Every slip, angle, strong topspin, and rally comes naturally to her. The difference between the two players was evident as soon as they entered the stadium. When Wang Xinyu first arrived, his physique was designed for explosive hard-court tennis. Tall, strong, and able to easily crush winners off both wings. In contrast, Alex Eala appeared to be well-suited to the harsh requirements of elite clay court combat. Relentlessly balanced, quicker on her feet, lower to the ground, and ready for the protracted physical conflicts that Rome inevitably requires. The intensity of the match changed almost instantly when the umpire called time and the opening rally started. Alex didn't enter the court with the intention of just remaining competitive against a sitting opponent. She came with confidence, purpose, and a strategy to totally throw off Wang's rhythm from the first. Every rally seemed planned. There was pressure on every return. The battle gradually moved further into territory with each prolonged exchange, and the Filipina star appeared to be becoming stronger by the minute. Furthermore, it was impossible to overlook the extent of the dominance once the numbers started to mount. The 6-4, 6-3 straight-set victory wasn't the result of chance or single momentum swings. Its foundation was unrelenting tactical execution. For Wang Xinyu, the stats from this match presented a terrifying image. In professional tennis, numbers revealed the truth behind the emotion. In contemporary clay court tennis, Alex Eala dominated the return game, which is the most crucial battlefield. She consistently neutralized Wang's serve, attacked second deliveries without hesitation, and transformed comfortable service games into tiresome survival battles. Even the greatest serves in the world lose some of their scare factor on the slow, hard clay courts of Rome, which was truly astounding for a 20-year-old facing a higher-ranked and much-favored opponent. The surface grips the ball, absorbs pace, and provides great returners with just enough extra time to switch from defense to attack. Almost immediately, Alex Eala realized this fact, and starting in the first games, she brutally targeted Wang Xinyu's serve. Suddenly, one of Wang's greatest tools turned into a constant source of pressure. Eala produced an incredible 11 breakpoint opportunities during the game, which shows how fully she was in control of the rallies. At a WTA 1000 event, however, creating opportunities is only half the fight. The capacity to perform well under extreme pressure is what really separates decent players from future stars. And Alex converted 7 of those chances with icy efficiency. In a straight-set match, 7 serve breaks equate to complete psychological devastation rather than just superiority. Eala took the impetus away from Wang each time she tried to get into her service rhythm. The way Alex anticipated the serve added to the performance's impressiveness. Stepping aggressively inside the baseline and attacking returns early with heavy depth and precision, she seemed to understand Wang's patterns fairly effortlessly. She repeatedly pushed rallies into Wang's back foot before they had even fully established, forcing the taller Chinese star into awkward positions right after the serve. The pressure grew unrelenting. Wang had no chance to reclaim control of the match, no breathing room, and no easy holds. Wang started pressing more and more in an effort to find free points as his aggravation grew. Strangely, her first serve percentage held steady at 73%, which is often a very good figure at the professional level. However, the startling truth was that Alex Eala was neutralizing those serves anyhow, thus the statistic hardly mattered. The story of this match is best explained by that number. Even though Wang was regularly landing first serves, the Filipina was still able to dominate the baseline exchanges. However, Wang Xinyu will likely keep thinking about the statistic that best captures the extent of Alex Eala's dominance for a very long time. The Chinese star won just 36% of those points, even though he landed a high percentage of first serves. That figure is devastating for a player in the top 35 whose style of play is centered on aggressive serving and first-strike tennis. This meant that Alex was gaining control of the rallies virtually quickly after Wang successfully used her main weapon. The explanation was straightforward. On clay, Eala's defense turned into a solid wall. Alex answered with perfect movement and amazing balance each time Wang attempted to launch one of her signature flat forehands across the court. Wang was forced to play one laborious extra shot after another as she moved into position with ease, absorbed the pace, and deflected the ball with strong topspin deep into the corners. What ought to have been swift attacking points become physically taxing fights. The momentum turned in favor of the Filipina star as the rallies continued. Despite her aggressive shot sprint, Wang's displeasure became more apparent as point after point slipped away, ending the match with WBY. Eala dominated Wang's serve games from beginning to end with an astounding 37 receiving points earned. Simply put, there was no rhythm, no solace, and no way out of the ongoing pressure from the other side of the net. Every service game felt like a struggle for existence, because if you can't maintain composure on your own serve, dominating on return is meaningless. At this point, Alex made what was arguably the most remarkable comment of all. Eala demonstrated remarkable self-control and maturity in one of the tour's most emotionally taxing settings, complete with whirling Roman winds, boisterous spectators reverberating around the stadium, and the pressure of taking on a higher-ranked opponent who had defeated her earlier in the season. She made no double faults in 2 intensely contested sets. Not one. To casual observers, such detail might seem insignificant, but at the top level of professional tennis, it demonstrates total mental control. In the most trying times, Alex maintained composure, and courage as Wang's self-assurance gradually crumbled under duress. That level of poise is a warning to the entire WTA Tour for a 20-year-old competing on one of the biggest clay platforms in the sport. Although Alex Eala's service games didn't appear overwhelming in the conventional sense, they instead demonstrated something even more dangerous: total control under duress. Throughout the match, She maintained an amazing 76% first serve percentage thanks to her service motion, which remained fluid, balanced, and remarkably constant. Wang Xinyu was unable to move forward and confidently attack returns because of this dependability, which left him guessing all the time. On the other side of the net, each hold increased pressure, frustration, and uncertainty. However, the most brutal statistic in clay court tennis revealed the real genius of Eala's play. Points were won on the second serve. Matches at the top level of the sport frequently end on the second serve. Opponents pack the baseline, perceive weakness, and try to take control as soon as a first serve misses. Alex regularly penalized hesitant deliveries and put instant pressure on the rallies, and Wang struggled during those periods, earning just 40% of her second serve points. But Eala showed incredible maturity in handling the same precarious circumstances. She never hurried, never freaked out, and never let the anxiety throw off her rhythm when her first serve failed. Rather, she relied on a powerful kick serve from her left hand that blasted off the clay and pushed high into awkward places, particularly in the direction of Wang's inferior return zone. Alex won an astounding 62% of her own second serve points, which radically changed the match's predicted dynamics. She maintained confident and authoritative control over the conversations, even when she was ostensibly at her most vulnerable. That's why the rest of the field found the performance